die 1 aufziehen?
Good morning. I'd like to welcome everybody here today. What I'd like to do is start by giving you an overview of our results for 2012 and for the fourth quarter. And then John Simons, our CFO, is going to come up and talk more about the financial results. David Epstein will talk about pharmaceuticals, and then I'll come and wrap up. But we're going to leave a good amount of time for Q&A as we go. Now, before we go into the results, as you saw today in the press release, after serving for 17 years as either chairman or CEO of Novartis, Dan Vasella has decided not to stand for re-election to the board of directors at our annual general meeting in February. In Dan's time with the company, he really shaped the portfolio of Novartis over the years, and he had a significant impact on the entire healthcare industry, and he will be missed. I'd like to welcome Dr. Jörg Reinhardt as the proposed designated non-executive chairman of Novartis. He and I have worked together previously, and I look forward to working with him again. Now, if you look at the results, we delivered sales in line with year ago in 2012, and this is very consistent with what we said we were going to deliver at the beginning of the year. We were able to offset almost $2 billion worth of patent losses in the year. Core operating income was down 2% in constant currency, and our free cash flow was very strong at $11.4 billion. Now, more importantly, I think we made progress, significant progress, on innovation across our pipeline. This shows by segment what happened, and you can see that we had the strongest growth this year in Alcon, which was up 5% in constant currencies, pharmaceuticals up 2%, and they offset supply issues that occurred in the other divisions. And I've talked many times in 2012 about the supply issues in some of the other divisions, and all of these divisions, ex-pharma, are projected to grow in 2013 as the action that we have taken will return them to growth this year. 2012 was a great year for innovation. We received 17 key approvals of drugs and medical devices across the US and Europe. We also had 9 positive phase 3 trials. Bexsero, which is our meningitis B vaccine, just this week was approved in Europe as a vaccine to fight meningitis B. In terms of growth, our recently launched products accounted for 29% of total group sales. And this is critical because this really is the transformation of the portfolio that takes place. And then in productivity, we delivered $1.3 billion of savings in procurement. This is helping us to maintain that strong investment in research and development. Now, going a little bit deeper in innovation, we had very strong performance in the pharmaceutical division with 11 major approvals. 2 that I would like to call out: Afinitor for advanced breast cancer. This is a critical new indication for patients that have not a lot of options, and we expect this indication to be about $2 billion by itself. Jakavi for myelofibrosis in the EU was also approved, and this launch is now underway. Innovation, though, also occurred in all other divisions. So in Alcon, we had an expansion of our intraocular lens line in Europe. This is critically important because a patient that has cataract surgery, we're able to offer them a multifocal lens that can be inserted in the eye and eliminate the need for glasses. We also got approval to a new contact lens, a daily disposable contact lens that is breathable, which is also important for that business. Now, in terms of our generics division, we paved the way for future growth. Currently, Sandoz, you can see here, has the largest number of biosimilars, either on the market or filed or in the clinic. It also received 12 U.S. first-to-files. This is important because that gives us the 6-month exclusivity to ship in the U.S. And those first-to-files are now at a level of 45 for the total Sandoz business. The vaccines division also had 2 major breakthroughs in innovation in 2012. The first was Bexsero that I talked about, the meningitis B vaccine that we will begin selling in Europe this year. And then also Flucelvax. Flucelvax is the first approved flu vaccine that is cell culture instead of an egg-based. This is important because we're able to make vaccines faster and in a more pure way than you can make with an egg-based vaccine. Now that's innovation. In terms of growth, one of the metrics that we watch very closely is the percent of sales that come from our newly launched products. And it's a measure of how we are rejuvenating the entire Novartis portfolio. So you can see that in 2012, those new products grew 13% off of a $14 billion base. So they now represent 29% of total group sales. Emerging markets also were a key growth driver for us last year. In total, they grew 6%, but 2 countries, China up 24%, and India, up 14%, had exceptional performance. Now, as you know, over the past year, we've been focusing extensively on quality systems and the talent that we have across the organization. This focus is not just on remediation, but it's also on establishing a new standard of quality across all divisions. And our focus is paying off. You can see here we had over 260 health authority inspections over the past year, 50 of them, over 50, from the US FDA, and the vast majority were either good or satisfactory. In fact, our Sandoz site in Broomfield, Colorado, which is one of the 3 sites under the warning letter, received a upgraded compliance status from the FDA when we had that inspection in 2012. So our work here continues. There won't be I don't think it's going to be a 100% smooth road, so there still could be bumps along the way, but we are definitely on the right track when it comes to quality assurance. Now I'm going to turn it over to John to give you a little bit more information about the financials.